roll and shut your damn mouth. I said, are you ready? And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, please be advised that this podcast may contain strong language and adult themes. Welcome to the Max Wrestling Podcast in association with Sunday Segway, Talking Wrestling Network and the JWR Network. You're listening to the Epic One Dazzy Lee, tag teaming as always with The Phoenix.
Howdy doody.
And we're joined by the head of the JWR Network and the host of the JWR Podcast, the crazy one, the unstable one, Mr. James Powers.
Good afternoon, one and all.
And speaking of the network, how is it going? Because you just changed it, haven't you?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we was going to keep the actual Weebly page as JWR Podcast, but then, as we were looking through the emails, we actually had an email from Weebly saying that they had a complaint about our URL because apparently, and Jehovah's bloody witnesses seem to have a podcast called the JWR. I sat there listening to it and I'm thinking, this really sucks, especially when they've only got like 2 views. But yeah, I'm the one who's having to change.
Well, how do they know what to talk about? People always slam the door in their faces.
Exactly. He was banging on about Romans, and I only know one version Bible because it's what we use, Romans chapter 10 verse 13. 10:13. I'm like, Jesus God. But they said I had to change it. They suggested J-W-R, but I thought, nah, fuck that. Just change it to JWR Network. But we had more and more people want to come on board. Tony Walker's wanting to put his stuff onto the network page, which will, happily enough, the actual network YouTube page will debut the day after WWE Fastlane. Exactly 1 year to the day since the WWE Network. And ours ain't costing $9.99.
And it's available in the UK.
And it's available in the UK.
We'll go straight into current champions in WWE, TNA and Ring of Honor as we stand at the moment. Obviously Brock Lesnar is still in his 4th reign as the World Heavyweight Champion. Rusev is still the United States Champion. The Usos are in their 2nd reign as the World Tag Team Champions. Bad News Barrett is currently Intercontinental Champion for the 5th time. Nikki Bella is still holding on to that Divas Championship. Over in NXT, Sami Zayn is the NXT Champion who is about to defend against the one and only Kevin Owens. Blake and Murphy are the new Tag Team Champions in NXT after defeating the Lucha Dragons. And Charlotte is still holding on to the NXT Divas Championship. Sorry, Women's Championship. Over to TNA, where Lashley is in his 2nd reign as the World Heavyweight Champion after defeating Bobby Roode in January. We're going by the TV tapings, of course, for TNA. Low-Key is currently the X Division Champion in his 4th reign, while Abyss and James Storm are the World Tag Team Champions, and we'll point out James Storm is now a 6th-time Tag Team Champion. Taryn Terrell is the TNA Knockouts Champion after defeating Havoc and Gail Kim. And in ROH, we have Jay Briscoe in his 2nd reign as the World Heavyweight Champion, only the 2nd 2-time ROH World Champion, by the way. Jay Lethal is in his 2nd reign also as the ROH Television Champion, and Red Dragon are now 3-time World Tag Team Champions. And also this month in wrestling history, Christian Cage defeated Jeff Jarrett for the NWA World Championship at Against All Odds on February 12, 2006, causing a ring invasion. Anyone remember that?
Nope.
Fair enough.
I've been awake over 20 hours, that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it.
Well, this might be more memorable. In 2002, the NWO made their WWE debut as Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall returned at No Way Out on February 17th.
Yes, I remember that. I'm old enough for that one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And finally for this week, on February 20th, Bob Backlund won the WWF Heavyweight Championship, beginning a 2,135-day reign. A year later, the title was renamed as the WWF Heavyweight Championship, as the Worldwide Wrestling Federation simply became the World Wrestling Federation. Alright, that's enough for me rambling on. We'll move on to Monday Night Raw. And the opening segment was promised to shake us to our core.
I'm still waiting.
Me too. My core's still waiting to be shaken.
Yeah, mine too.
Am I right in thinking the announcement was simply the Fastlane main event? Was that it?
Well, trying to draw attention away from the fact that nobody wants Reigns, that they want Bryan. I think that in end that Reigns will probably go over Bryan at Fastlane, which is still bad booking by WWE because he'll get booed out at fucking Arena.
Yep.
I think Reigns will ultimately win at WrestleMania. And what does WWE go and do? The Monday Night Raw, the week after WrestleMania, is live from Seattle, Washington. It's just completely. They do not just look at it in advance and think it might be not, because when it comes to Fastlane, it's in Memphis, it's in the South. They are all Daniel Bryan heights. Reigns is going to get booed out of that fucking arena. I know it's bad to say. I know WWE need to make a star, but they're doing. It's when it's predictable shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think that's the effect problem.
To be fair, they've still got Daniel Bryan as a star, and there's still plenty of time to build Roman Reigns.
I personally agree with the good old JR. With Reigns' injury, State Reigns is in, he would have waited. He would have held off.
Yeah.
Maybe SummerSlam, if not SummerSlam, maybe Survivor Series, because at this minute in time, he's in no way. Because if you notice on the opening segment on Monday Night Raw, gentlemen, I don't know if you noticed, but Triple H had to remind Roman Reigns of his fucking lines.
Yes, his opening line.
Reigns is there until Triple H kind of give him a flame. And that, Jesus God, when it's so blatant like that, I think he needs a lot of work and past.
Was it as blatant as Randy Orton and Sheamus, though? They just sort of circled each other.
Oh yeah, maybe not quite as blatant, but it's like, don't get me wrong, Sheamus were bad when he started. Randy Orton were bad, but they got better and they got better quick. This lad just seems to be getting progressively worse. I don't get when he's got a cousin like The Rock, why The Rock just don't invite him down to the studio where he's filming and Rock work with him for a few hours a fucking week. You know what I mean? It'd work.
But even the Usos are not, well, they're kind of annoying on the mic, but they can talk.
But the Usos, as you know, me and Mike just refer to the Usos as the Cenas of the tag division.
Yeah, Team Cena. The Samoan Cenas.
Exactly. What does Mr. Craig think? Because he seems to be awfully quiet.
It seemed that we got the script like we did last year, but and it would be the second year in a row they've done it. But they wouldn't need to if they actually listened to the fans in the first place. And there's probably a Cena in every division at some point in there.
Do you think it was a bad time to bring Daniel Bryan back if they were so set on Roman Reigns?
Well, they had plenty of time to change the script before the Rumble, so probably maybe a bad time, maybe do it after the Rumble. If they were so set on Roman Reigns, then maybe they wouldn't have fans pissed off for a second year in a row.
Well, yeah, like I said, they had time to change the script, but they were obviously never going to. They were just completely set on Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and I think one of the worst things is even if they hadn't brought Daniel Bryan back, then the majority of the fans would have wanted Dean Ambrose to win and not Roman Reigns. Because that's when the crowd went south. When Ambrose got thrown out, they started with "This is bullshit" chants.
Well, like we said on JWR, it wasn't just the fact that these top stars were getting eliminated. It was the way they were just getting dumped out like they were nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly, and I think the old Daniel Bryan concept, even I get they want Reigns, and they should have gone forward with that. But if Daniel Bryan can't go like some people were suggesting a long period, then enter him 28, 20 Don't put him in at the beginning. It's 2 years in a row they made monumental cock-ups with Daniel Bryan at Royal Rumbles, and then had to scramble to fucking fix it. Because unfortunately, at this moment in time, and I know this is bad to say, because it could be Brock Lesnar's last match as well, but if they're so solid on going with Lesnar versus Reigns at WrestleMania, then to me, Triple H Sting's got to be the main event. You cannot have that match on last, otherwise 80,000 are going to boo Roman Reigns out that fucking arena. It's bad to say, I feel sorry for the lad. It's bad to say, but when he's making silly comments like, I don't care what fans think, you know, you should care what fans think. They pay your fucking wages.
And you're supposed to be a top babyface.
We'll see what happens at the supermarket pay-per-view.
Well, if the rumours of Undertaker and Bray Wyatt are true, would that be a good main event if it could be Undertaker's last match as a send-off?
See, I don't know about Craig, but when it comes to Undertaker, I think 22-1 sounds a lot worse than 21-1. Maybe.
I saw a post on Facebook earlier yesterday saying that they're planning for Taker versus Sting for next year's WrestleMania. We'll have to wait and see if that match will indeed take place.
Thing is, how do you book the result for that match as well? Because Bray Wyatt obviously lost a lot of momentum after losing to Cena last year, and is there any point on Undertaker losing again?
I don't know. I wasn't really expecting Taker to lose last year, and I'm so in shock about that. Really. I don't know. It's a tough call either way, because either Bray loses more momentum, or Taker goes on a losing streak at WrestleMania, which isn't good. But it's sort of a 50-50 type of thing.
Yeah. Well, also going back to Raw, Triple H did announce that he was going to confront Sting at Fastlane. I personally don't think we should see much of Sting talking, because they're obviously booking him as this mysterious character who turns up at random times. And obviously we know how powerful Sting was in WCW when he didn't speak.
Call it individual empty, but I think it'll end up as a match at WrestleMania for the overall control of Monday Night Raw, because end of the day, I don't care what anybody says. Either Stephanie's getting extremely fucking fat or she's pregnant, as the quote suggests. Because she's fucking bloated.
There were rumours that she was pregnant around Survivor Series, which is why they were got to lose that match. When they came back on the New Year's episode of Monday Night Raw.
I don't think she was pregnant at Survivor Series, because she did take quite a risky bump off the apron.
Yeah, but this is it though. I saw what's his name, Candice Michelle, take a bump when she was pregnant, but they padded her up before and they made sure that he was there to fucking catch her. Johnny Nitro as he wasn't. Bless him. They just don't have no basis going forward. They start planning WrestleMania end of fucking January, struggle in February, when they should have WrestleMania set in stone in November time.
Yeah.
And as Triple H alluded to, kayfabe's dead. And to the argument, they cannot have the argument that Daniel Bryan's too old to be thing. He's 18 and a half, 18 months older than Roman Reigns. That is it. So there's no comparison of fucking age. People don't seem to understand that. Roman Reigns is nearly fucking 30. I know he don't look it, but he's nearly 30.
Yeah. Shave Daniel Bryan's beard off, he'll take off 10 years of him.
It's where they go with main event style matches. It's like they're expecting them to run this Divas Battle Royal again at WrestleMania, but to me, even if you have every NXT Diva and every main roster Diva, that still don't add up to 20. So would that mean a few a few names are going to come back out of that. But I'm still sticking with my plan. Noel Foley beats Nikki Bella inside Cradle at WrestleMania. Star is made, Divas Division.
So you don't think Paige is going to beat Nikki at Fastlane?
But I would think that Paige will beat Nikki at Fastlane, but and then obviously Nikki's got the whole idea rematch fucking clause and probably win it back down line. They do stupid things like that. But yeah, Rusev, I can't remember last time I saw Rusev actually defend that title.
Well, no one defends the US title, do they?
I think I've ever seen Rusev defend the title.
Nah. Dean Ambrose had it for like a year. He defended it, what, 10 times?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, exactly, and now they're on about fetching a redundant belt back, apparently. They've been asking people to fucking vote. But technically, to fetch Cruiserweight title back, does that technically mean they have to reinstate Hornswoggle as champion? Because he was the last champion when it was fucking defuncted, wasn't he? It's a weird one.
Well, there was also rumours of the European title coming back for Rusev.
Yeah. Then if they took fetch European title back, you think they'd drop US title. That was the whole reason the European title dropped in the first place, because of the US. Me personally, brand separation, split main title back up. You've got two writing teams. You've less to write for. You can focus on when you show pay-per-views, like just up Big Four where you share it, and then have your own individual pay-per-views like they used to, and that'd work. Yeah. I think Triple H knows it'd work. I think it's just somebody to tell fucking Vince, knock, who's in?
Well, like I said, I thought that was going to be Triple H's announcement. That would have shaken me to my core. Brand split. But we got Vince set in his ways.
The brand split would have made more sense.
Exactly. And then you could, like I said, have Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler, which is what they were pushing for the world title. Anyway, we'll move to the match of the night for Raw. I think there's only one winner here, isn't there?
Yeah, I could have. I know people like Brian Rollins, but I reckon Ziggler were a good match as well.
Craig?
I'll go down from Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Well, a really good match.
Yeah, I was going to go for Bryan and Rollins.
I don't get why they keep giving Rollins main style matches like that, though. They actually forgot that he's got the fucking briefcase. Which makes me more and more think that when he does attempt to cash it in, he'll fail to cash it.
But I think that would get a big pop if he did cash in right at the end of WrestleMania, because no one's obviously cashed in at WrestleMania before.
Yeah, but I think if Roman Reigns wins, I think that's the only way to fucking save the cunt. If he cashes in. But having said that, what's to stop Roman Reigns Superman punching the cunt?
Yeah, it won't get a good. It'll get a lot of it if you got Daniel Bryan as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting fact on Money in the Bank. Only two people have ever failed to cash in the Money in the Bank. When they have failed the cash in, both times they failed the cash in against John Cena.
Well, luckily he's not champion.
Yet. He's winning the US title. He's winning the US title, that's a guarantee.
It's more likely to be at WrestleMania though, isn't it?
Well, this is it. I know, I was saying to Mike absolutely hates John Cena with a passion. Yeah. All these John Cena haters should actually hope that Cena wins at Fastlane, because if Rusev wins at Fastlane, Cena's winning fucking rematch at WrestleMania. He doesn't lose twice on pay-per-view.
No. Well, I thought Fastlane could end in a DQ.
Yeah, DQ or count out, I would have thought.
No, when it comes to Rusev, though, don't get me wrong, I understand the character, but while ever they're running with that character, they're running Lana, because she can actually fucking wrestle. I mean, kind of Charlotte Flair, Natalia kind of wrestle.
Yeah.
But yet, she's just dressed up and meant to stand there and look pretty. It don't work well. It really don't.
Again, that's Vince. All the wrestlers play characters, all the characters.
He's 70 years old. Why don't you just F off? Surely there's a nice retirement home in Stamford.
Yeah, you can watch Slam City in the corner, in his chair. You'd be alright.
And if he does that means we're stuck with Triple H.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons Vince is not in a hurry to leave, because, once Vince goes, that is going to be a massive, massive legal battle between Shane and fucking Marisa and Steph and Trips. That's not going to go well.
Would Shane still have claim to it, though?
Say again, fella?
Would Shane still have claim to it, though? Or, well, Stephanie should have more claim to it, because Shane's buggered off.
But it doesn't matter about claim to it. It goes on shareholders, shares in company, and at this minute in time, without Vince's shares and Linda's folding either way, Shane and Marisa, his wife, have got more shares in WWE than they have, than Triple H and Stephanie have.
Mm.
And the trouble is, legally, under law, under United States law, as Brendan informs us, Vince, basically, whatever he leaves to one's got to leave to other unless he can prove that the other is it's stupid. Basically, he has to go 50-50. So, which would just increase Shane and Stephanie's just as much, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Stupid United States laws. It's like, if you marry a woman in States for 6 fucking months and then divorce her, and she's been had a better life for that 6 months, you've got to substantiate that life for the next 10 fucking years. Fucking rads. That's Ric Flair's problem. That's why he can't go to the state of Arizona.
Right, we're moving on to NXT. And the NXT lowdown this month. Just 2 months to the day since his debut, Kevin Owens will look to claim the NXT Championship as he stands toe-to-toe with his longtime friend, whom he viciously attacked at TakeOver Our Evolution, Sami Zayn. ROH fans will know all too well the magic that these two can create in battle, but to some WWE fans, it will be a completely new experience. The two former friends will clash on February 11th at TakeOver Rival. How do we think Kevin Owens is being booked?
He's obviously been booked strong. He's one of Triple H's guys, but fucking hell, I don't think like Sir Tyler Breeze like it. I really don't. But having said that, logic would suggest that Sami Zayn would win, because I'm one of these who's old enough to remember El Generico days.
Well, I want to see Sami Zayn win so we can just keep having more rematches between these two and give him a really good long feud.
Me personally, I've nothing against Kevin Owens, but you look at that, all the set shit at minute, you have to ask the question why the fucking Finn Balor or Kenta would be severely pushed. Because you would think they've more chance of being an all-out star.
Well, that brings us to the next point. Also on the 2-hour special will be the final of the number 1 contendership tournament as former champion Adrian Neville meets the world-renowned newcomer Finn Balor. Neville became the first person to defeat Baron Corbin to earn his spot, while Balor defeated Hideo Itami in a dream match on NXT.
That fucking match was awesome. I thought, I call him Kenta to me, he's Kenta to me. I thought he got knocked the fuck out when he took that drop kick into the corner.
Oh. And they keep teasing the GTS as well, which he's got to hit at some point.
No, it's quite clear. I don't know about Mr. Craig, but I think it's quite clear WWE do not want him using the GTS.
Okay. As a result of his assistance to Neville's victory, Bull Dempsey will lock horns with Corbin once again at TakeOver Rival, this time in a no disqualification match.
Corbin just looks a freak.
He does look like a wolf. A werewolf.
That's gimmick, a freak kind of gimmick. And as for Bull Dempsey, how many times has he lost to Corbin? He might as well just, hello. They ought to be checking him for concussion. You don't keep going after the same bloke.
Well, two big boys, they should have a great no DQ match.
Only thing I don't like about these takeovers, don't get me wrong, because I think they are good, that main referees come down from main roster to do it. No, fuck off. Let NXT referees do it. They do it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I like Charles Robinson, but apart from Charles Robinson, wrestling can fuck off.
He doesn't age Charles Robinson whatsoever.
Exactly. We were there, Citrus Bowl, for his infamous, "Run, Charles, run!"
The women of NXT have been in chaos lately, with all eyes on the NXT Women's Championship. Current champion Charlotte seemingly lost her alliance with Bayley as the hug-loving diva made her goal clear. Their common BFF enemies Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks have also been drifting apart following William Regal's announcement of the 4-way title match at TakeOver Rival, and the two finally came to blows this month on the last stop before the special. You've already called Bayley winning, James?
General consensus is Bayley's time. Most of the dirt sheets think she's going to win as well, because obviously they think Charlotte's probably going to be, come WrestleMania season, moves up to the main roster. But then there's also some annoyance that I can gather from a lot of dirt sheets that it's been made clear that Noel Foley is not going to NXT. She's going straight to the main roster, which obviously some of the NXT lot do not like. But let's face it, look at who her daddy is. But having said that, Charlotte still had to go through NXT, didn't she?
True. And Natalia went back to NXT and she's part of the famous Hart dynasty.
Yeah, but look at Noel Foley. Look at that who's training Michelle McCool, Mickey James. I don't think you can get much better training, do you?
Nope.
Not especially from the legend Mickey James.
Who may or may not be going back to TNA. We don't know how that's working out. It may just be an appearance.
She looked well. She said she'd already had a burn a few weeks earlier.
Yeah, well, a lot of them do, to be fair.
Well, but when she appeared here on TNA, she just also happened to be in England doing some kind of fucking record, over her music. So I think, obviously, she was here that they just asked her if she wanted to do an appearance, something like along the lines.
I believe that will air tonight. Or maybe next week. It's one of those two.
I believe it's unlethal lockdown on Challenge tonight. Unlethal lockdown. Because I've seen Hornswoggle in an hardcore match more fucking hardcore than that. Jesus.
Okay, and finally more title action will take place at TakeOver Rival as the new NXT Tag Team Champions Blake and Murphy will defend against the former champions, the Lucha Dragons, following this shocking upset title change last month. Where did that come from?
Well, I don't know what Mr. Craig's thinking, but I've been hearing things about the unfortunate Lucha Dragons and the wanting a gay character, so it's not good, so...
He had a gay hairdresser for Kalisto.
Yeah, I heard about
I don't know why they even think they need to use Kalisto for a gay hairdresser. No. 2 words, Enzo Amore. It'd fit in brilliantly as a gay hairdresser. And apparently you can't teach that.
No, you can't.
It doesn't make sense after
He's a bona fide stud. Right, well that's it for the NXT Lowdown. We are moving on now to In the Hot Seat.
This is going to be painful.
First time we've done this. We do the guest first and then we'll do Craig for the magazine later. So Craig, we'll just mute you out for a second while we do the first batch.
Okay.
Right. Okay. There's 10 questions and we'll start with an easy one. Who won the first Elimination Chamber match to become World Heavyweight Champion?
Triple H? God, I'm showing my age now, no. Yeah, I'm going with Triple H, it's probably wrong.
Okay, well, we'll go for the answers after Craig's answer this. Question number 2. Who made his WWE debut at St. Valentine's Day Massacre during the main event in 1999?
Not that fucking old, 99 WWE debut. Chris Jericho.
Okay. Question number 3. Who defeated Jeff Jarrett for the NWA World Championship at Against All Odds in 2006?
2006 NWA World Sting? Oh, I'm blanking. Let's go with Sting.
Question 4. Might be a bit tricky this one. Who was Kane's opponent at the first No Way Out in 1998?
No Way Out, 98. Undertaker?
Question.
Yeah, I'll be Undertaker.
Undertaker. Question number 5. Was Stone Cold and Triple H's epic match at No Way Out 2001 longer than half an hour?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Question number 6. Who helped Eddie Guerrero defeat Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at No Way Out 2004?
Kurt Angle. Yeah, let's go Kurt Angle.
Question number 7. In which year did the Elimination Chamber debut at No Way Out?
2002? Yeah, 2002.
Question number 8. No Way Out returned in what year after a hiatus?
2011.
Question number 9. Who was the special referee for the main event at Against All Odds 2012?
Special referee against all odds 2012. Kurt Angle? I'm blanking, I've been a wet tool.
Okay, final question. Which Aces and Eights member was unmasked on January 31st in the UK in 2013? There's 2 possible answers for this one.
Doc.
Okay. That's
Or
the
Luke,
end
or
of
whatever his buddy's name was, Luke.
Luke Gallows.
That'd be it.
That's the end of the first round. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with the SmackDown discussion. Welcome back to the Max Wrestling Podcast. As you heard before the break, we did stage 1 of In the Hot Seat. Stage 2 is coming up at the end of this part. But first we're going to discuss SmackDown. I know, Craig, you watched it just before we started recording this. What did you think of the opening segment?
Alright, yeah. It was quite good how Roman Reigns just punched Miz in the face. Everything I liked about Roman Reigns in the last couple since the Rumble, really.
Every time he's on SmackDown, he seems to punch Miz in the face. Which I'm not complaining about. It's always good to see Miz punched in the face.
Well, should take him down off the pedestal and figure some of this fucking must have stolen, yeah.
Is Roman Reigns being booked as too, moody with Daniel Bryan?
Maybe, I guess. He's acting a bit heel-ish since the announcements on Raw. They're complaining too much, and instead of just accepting, fine, this is what's happening, I can do that. But instead he's acting a bit heelish and complaining about it.
Well, I described it as he's walking around like a sulking 5-year-old.
Yeah, it's one way of looking at it, yeah.
Mr. Powers?
I think Roman Reigns is just being booked with. He's just shoving him down his throat, and more the shove, more fans are just going to reject. So
Yeah.
maybe less should be more.
Well, especially with the microphone.
I'm happy when he grabs a microphone.
Well, we didn't actually talk about this when we were talking about Raw, but the feud between Paige and Nikki continued on SmackDown after she was sprayed with fake tan, which looked very, very black to me. It's more like...
Well, tan is black because as it dries, it goes brown. And why do I know that? Jesus
I wouldn't
God.
know that. I'm happy being as pale as Paige.
Can't anybody be happy being as pale as Paige?
It was also nice to see Paige more pissed off as she pretty much took Alicia Fox apart.
When they're all friends a few weeks ago. We'll see. I don't understand the old Bella thing, me, because they hated each other and are the best of friends. But when did they become friends again? It's fucking rads.
Yeah, she's supposed to be just a bitch. And please keep the Bellas off commentary in future.
Yeah, Who's keep the doors off the minds as well.
Yes.
Well, we all know the Bellas have got their position within that company. It's not because of their talent, it's who they're sleeping with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Main event of SmackDown. Slight rematch of Raw. We had Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins with J&J. Oh, while we're on the subject of Daniel Bryan, do we like his new t-shirt?
Oh yeah, I want it.
I'm thinking we should have an Occupy Raw next week.
Yeah. Worked last time.
Just let's Occupy Raw.
Going back a little bit on SmackDown, very un-Miz-like calling out Roman Reigns. Normally he's a bit of a chicken shit.
Yeah.
This is a former world champion, you know.
Oh, don't remind me, please. I still have nightmares about WrestleMania 27.
That main event just didn't make any sense at all.
And of course, is this the end of Golden Stardust?
I'm starting to think.
Well, I just hear on the grapevine that Dusty's hanging up the boots. Maybe they should have gone with Goldust versus Cody about 5 WrestleManias ago when they both wanted it. Not flaming. Now it's a retire. Basically, they'll probably turn it into a fucking loser leaves WWE kind of fucking match. It just degrades it.
Mm. And of course, we saw Goldust sort of seem not so weird when backstage with Cody, or as he should be called, Stardust.
Yeah, you're not allowed to call him Cody anymore.
No.
He takes it out the other.
It takes a lot to out-weird Goldust.
Exactly. You learn from the best. Me.
So, coming to the end of SmackDown, who looks strongest, Daniel Bryan or Roman Reigns?
Daniel Bryan, but I still reckon that they'll both Reigns over Bryan, unfortunately. I always said it'd be hard to find a person with less moves than John Cena, but Roman Reigns has done it.
It's the thing that's one of the things that's making the least amount of sense is this: they're booking Daniel Bryan stronger than Roman Reigns, when we all know Roman Reigns is going to win in the end.
The biggest problem they've got is, and like I said, it's bad for a start. They're in Memphis, so at Fastlane, and then you have to bear in mind if Reigns wins there, they'll get booed. But then it's in Santa Clara, California, which is pretty near to fucking Washington, you know. So they don't think about where they're booking. It's just going to get booed to fuck.
Well,
literally.
They put a poll up this week. Who deserves to main event WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan or Roman Reigns? 90% went with Daniel Bryan out of 15,000 votes.
They don't listen to the poll results.
Well,
they just put them up
exactly.
There
I either heard that Roman Reigns wins Superstar of the Year. They are the Riggy Awards, not the Slammers.
They're the Shammy Awards.
The one other week with John Cena, with that match where he had to have, to get Ziggler and all that matches. But yeah, they said that WWE Universe had voted via Twitter, blah, blah, blah for that. But yeah, that were only trending number fucking 6, but trending don't have the match were trending number 1. Just bring it. It's fucking stupid, lad.
On the bright side, SmackDown is getting more watchable than Raw at times. Well, actually, let's ask Mr. Phoenix. You don't usually watch SmackDown, but you watched it this week. What do you think?
It was good. I actually enjoyed it.
Do you think it would work as a brand split?
Depends on who they had on it.
Well, if the rumours were saying if they were going to split the brands, they'd have Daniel Bryan as the face of SmackDown.
I'd watch that, and then I'd really, it would actually work, yeah.
Well, I would split the brands, and I would go live with SmackDown every Thursday night. Go live.
Oh yeah, that live episode last week worked perfectly.
Live SmackDown, live Raw. But they need to understand is that whatever Daniel Bryan works for WWE, they're never going to see, the fans are never going to see Roman Reigns as the top guy.
Mm-hmm.
Quicker Vince realise. I think Triple H realises that. Maybe Vince ought to fucking realise it PDQ.
Well, Vince doesn't like small guys.
No.
All I can say is Shawn Michaels.
Exactly. Back in his day, Shawn Michaels was small compared to the rest of them. Even though Bret Hart will always argue at WrestleMania 12 his shoulder was up. Still argues to this day, my shoulder was fucking up. It happens.
Okay, so that's SmackDown. We're moving on to Impact, and we may just be previewing tonight's show because obviously we don't get it until tonight in the UK. Obviously the US viewers or listeners have already seen it because it was on Friday. We've got Unlethal Lockdown coming up at Lockdown tonight. Is it obvious who is going to join Team Angle?
Too obvious without a doubt. Oh, yeah, I think about 4 minutes into it, you see Bobby Lashley being told, "Oh, Angle's looking for you." Right then.
See, even without the spoilers or even without that, we could have said it was going to be Lashley. Who else are they going to pick?
Exactly. It's trouble is, I've always had this argument with Mike. TNA's problem is that I get they have to record in advance, but that to me, in some cases, what cripples it. Because likes of Meltzer and that can pull it to fucking shreds on report or just reading reports on it before it's actually even aired. And maybe they should. I know they can't afford lots, but maybe they should like Slammiversary, Bound for Glory, Lethal Lockdown, like the 4 main pay-per-views a year.
Well, Lockdown should be a pay-per-view normally, but they've gone with an Impact special this year.
That's what I'm saying, fella. Just take the main 4 and do them as pay-per-views, and then what else used to be pay-per-views, do them as Impact specials.
We had Genesis. Return that.
Well, the Slammiversary, its main one to a minute. Slammiversary is their version of WrestleMania.
We had Lockdown, Slammiversary, Bound for Glory.
Well, on that show we had Jeff Hardy taking a very crap bump because unfortunately he's not allowed in the UK.
Yeah.
Past medical indiscretions.
I could have sworn his probation was over this year though.
Unfortunately, and obviously working amongst that, unfortunately it will remain on his file for 10 years and any known drugs offence the United Kingdom won't let him in. It's shit, I know.
So
no
basically,
liquids over 25 millilitres neither. About 2018 they might let him in.
If he doesn't take too many bumps by then. Saying that,
Well,
Jeff Hardy
2008 last time he got done, wasn't it? So no, 2009 he got done, so it'll be 2019 before they'll even consider letting him in here. Which is a bit shit, I know, but that's life.
Well, I say calm down on the bumps then, so we can get him for his last UK tour or whatever. Because Matt Hardy got some really good reactions when he came over this year. It was his first UK tour with TNA, obviously.
I like Matt. And I expect his wife don't look bad neither.
Also on TNA, we've got the return of Awesome Kong, who's may or may not be chasing the Knockouts Championship.
Awesome Kong, I think the match were more mad that people were speculating if it were Havoc's last match because she'd appeared on some Eye Shine pay-per-view or something daft. They were a good match, but I just maybe would have built it up more and I would have held off on winning a match like that because they seem to be concentrating on the theme that everything were final. And like they want to start running new fucking programs with everybody. Which obviously they do, technically, we know this because they've been recorded in England, yes. Of which Daddy attended.
Yes, I did, and I did a podcast a couple of days ago discussing it from Manchester, and it was so hard to avoid spoilers. Because I think the first, obviously it was a double taping, and I think the first show is about 3 weeks away. because we've got the two Glasgow shows first.
Well, I'm going to be recording a live podcast when I am at WWE Sheffield, because I've got other people who follow on Twitter. I'm going to get them in. I'm going to get the reactions as it's going. And then I'm going to stalk Dean Ambrose, probably get arrested. But, you know, one unstable one to another. I'm sure he'll bail me out.
I'd start by looking in the boots of cars.
Hey, it can't be that hard to find Dean Ambrose, can it? Come on, Sheffield's not that big a place, so there's only two realistic possible hotels that'd stop at. So I'll find them one way or another. Even if I have to call every hotel in the book.
We've also got the confrontation between Rockstar Spud and EC3. I believe the match is going to be Rockstar Spud and Mandrews versus Tyrus.
I like Mark Andrews, but I worry that he's not what they wanted. They wanted Chris Travis, and that I think that's got to be in the back of Mark Andrews' head as well. We never know. It might be biggest mistake they didn't make. So,
well, I don't think this is going to be a spoiler, so I don't think they're going to be airing it. But Chris Travis was in the crowd in Manchester. He was a few rows behind us. They were basically saying he's guaranteed to be in the next British boot camp.
Well, as long as he's on road to recovery, that's all that matters. I don't.
Oh yeah.
I'm not his biggest fan, but I don't wish that kind of thing on anybody. I do not wish it on I won't wish it on my worst enemy. Well, maybe my worst enemy, but apart
while we're on the subject of Mandrews, is it Mandrews or Mike Andrews? Which one do we prefer?
Well, they used to call him Mandrews on British Circuit, so I think TNA are just trying to run with that, aren't they?
Yeah, but does it work with TNA?
Probably not, because you look at gimmick he's running at minute with Rockstar Spud, and you can see that gimmick was set in stone for winner at boot camp beforehand, and that to me says that's why it was clearly written as obviously Chris Travis and Rockstar Spud are best fucking friends, aren't they? So that's where looking at it.
Well, it's nice to see Spud actually wrestling now, because we some of us knew all along he could wrestle really fucking well, but obviously he's been playing this lackey character on Impact up until recently.
That was the last time I saw it.
Say again?
So that was the last time I saw it, was when Spud was, as you said, a lackey. And he just started watching it again.
No, he's starting to show what he can do now.
Yeah, I intend to watch tonight's episode, whether it is tonight or I'll watch it first thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I will start watching it again.
And Spud, of course, now has the X Division title briefcase. But the champion at the moment is Low Key. Is Rockstar Spud a match? Is Spud a match for Low Key?
I'll go right out now on fire and said that Rockstar Spud will win the X Division title. Something tells me he will. Has Mr. Craig left us again?
I hope not. Oh, he's here.
Hashtag Craig needs to buy a new mic.
Last week it was Craig's bloody Wi-Fi.
I'm sure they've got a Maplin's Electronics in Wales somewhere.
Yeah, we've got one in Wrexham. Bloody expensive.
People said out about paying for it.
Finally, with Impact, we have James Storm's Revolution. Is it a good stable? Is it working?
Well, apparently he's asking for people to be members via his Twitter, so he must not have much confidence in the members he's got.
Well, I'll say this: he was pretty over in the Manchester. He came out and everyone was doing the one finger in the air thing.
I want to leave with James Storm. I don't think they'll ever find anything better than his sorry about your damn luck routine.
Yeah. He was a really, really popular babyface, but this is the thing with TNA, though, it's very rare you get people booing the heels and cheering the faces. People seem to stick with who they like generally. So James Storm's still got a pretty loyal fan base.
And that's why WWE-wise, that rider will always be over, even though they don't get him on TV.
Well, he was on the Rumble.
I know. He even lasted longer than Titus O'Neil.
And Curtis Axel.
Curtis Axel got eliminated 3 weeks later, finally.
Okay, that's going to do it for the Impact discussion. We'll move on to In the Hot Seat Part 2. Craig, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go through your questions and we'll go through the answers.
Okay.
We don't have to cut James off, he's already heard the questions.
Right.
Okay, question number 1. We'll start with an easy one. Who won the first Elimination Chamber match to become World Heavyweight Champion?
Shawn Michaels.
Number 2. Who made his WWE debut at St. Valentine's Day Massacre during the main event in 1999?
Paul White. Last picture.
Question number 3. Who defeated Jeff Jarrett for the NWA World Championship at Against All Odds in 2006?
Christian Cage.
Question number 4. Who was Kane's opponent at the first No Way Out in 1998?
Vader.
Question number 5. Was Stone Cold and Triple H's epic match at No Way Out 2001 longer than half an hour?
Yes.
Question number 6. Who helped Eddie Guerrero defeat Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at No Way Out 2004?
Bill Goldberg.
Number 7. In which year did the Elimination Chamber debut at No Way Out?
2008.
Question number 8. No Way Out returned in what year after a hiatus?
2012.
Question number 9. Who was the special referee for the main event at Against All Odds 2012?
Sting.
And finally, which Aces and Eights member was unmasked on January 31st in the UK in 2013?
Barrett Fisher.
Okay, let's go through the answers. Number 1. It was indeed Shawn Michaels who won the first Elimination Chamber to become World Heavyweight Champion. James had Triple H.
Oh, I far out.
Well,
Triple H was the champion going into that match.
Triple H did come second.
Mm.
Question number 2. The correct answer was Big Show, who made his debut. James had Chris Jericho.
Right.
It was the
34
right.
hours awake, that's all I'm saying.
It was the right year. Question number
far out,
3. Question number 3. It was Christian Cage who defeated Jeff Jarrett for the NWA World Championship, and James had Sting. And to be fair, Sting did debut a month before in TNA.
Mm.
Yeah, focusing on right years, just wrong people.
The correct answer to number 4, it was Vader who was Kane's Kane's opponent at the first No Way Out, and James had The Undertaker.
That's got to be close.
Again,
No way
wasn't-
out for bad blood ain't far out, is it?
Again, wasn't far off. WrestleMania was a month later.
Mm.
Question number 5. Stone Cold and Triple H's match was longer than half an hour. You both got that right. In fact, it was 39 minutes.
We used to back in the main events used to be booked like that for up to 40-minute matches.
Mm.
I can remember Triple H and The Rock going 66 minutes.
And that Stone Cold Triple H match wasn't even the main event. I think it was the penultimate main event.
Yeah.
So it says a lot for
I
that.
remember that these
Golden
days,
Age.
about 20 minutes.
Okay, question number 6. It was, of course, Goldberg who helped Eddie Guerrero defeat Brock Lesnar. James had Kurt Angle. Again, not far off. Kurt Angle faced Eddie Guerrero at WrestleMania a month later.
Yeah.
Number 7. Elimination Chamber debuted at No Way Out in 2008. James had 2002, which is the year the Elimination Chamber debuted, but it appeared at No Way Out for the first time in 2008.
Survivor Series that debuted that.
Yeah, which is, of course, question 1. Shawn Michaels won. Question number 8. No Way Out returned in 2012. James was only a year out with 2011.
Because Big fucking Johnny got fired. Oh! Didn't know that.
Okay, question number 9. The special referee in the main event at Against All Odds was Sting. And James had Kurt Angle. Final question. Again, there was 2 possible answers to this one. The Aces and Eights members that were unmasked on January 31st, 2013 was Garrett Bischoff and Wes Briscoe.
This would be his jacket, though, so technically
Yeah.
wasn't an announcement.
So basically that was the night they were both unveiled. James had Doc.
I've got to have been close.
It was, I think you were only a couple of weeks out, if I remember right. So, final score, James 1 out of 10.
Hey!
The Phoenix, 10 out of 10.
Yes!
And that's
I
not
demand a
for
rematch.
Well, you've got 2 chances to get some revenge now because you've got 2 more sort of quizzy things to come. First of all, we're going to go to Random Wrestling Records. This is something we're going to do every week where I'll ask for the correct answer. This week is the venue with the most wrestling events ever.
Then your most wrestling events ever. MSG.
Okay. Mr. Phoenix?
I would have guessed the same.
You're going with MSG as well?
Yeah.
Okay. In 3rd place with 513 events is the Impact Zone in Orlando. 2nd is the, I don't know how the hell you pronounce this, Kirkuan Hall in Tokyo, 656 events. And the venue with the most wrestling events of all time is the New Davis Arena in Louisville with 737.
Wow.
Is that counting SCW though in Louisville? They can't count SCW. That's not wrestling. It's not even an event.
I think it does count all wrestling events.
What does Madison Square Garden come under?
Let me just check. Let me find the bugger. Venue. Madison Square Garden, it wasn't far off, it was 4th.
Oh,
Well,
400
WWE go there 4 times a year. We house shows. Fucking TNA go there.
There's been 416 events in Madison Square Garden. Another one that's quite high with 245 events is the NXT Arena.
It's not an arena, it's a university. So that shouldn't count, you know. It's a university fucking sports hall.
so Chris trying to go going on the road now, isn't he? So get the NXT stars up and ready for when they go to the main roster.
Yeah. Okay, so nobody won that. The winner of this next one will win the show. It's Mystery Superstar.
Do you know who I am?
I'm going to give you clues to a wrestler's identity, and the first one to get it correct wins. Simple as that. Okay. Here's your first clue. Has wrestled for New Japan. Former Intercontinental Champion. Had 5 different gimmicks in WWE. Retired in 2002.
Kevin Nash?
No, I'll keep going. Came out of retirement in 2013. Debuted
Albert.
No. Debuted in 1989. Won the Wrestling Observer Worst Gimmick in 1992. and you got one clue left. Debuted in WWE as Sir Charles before being repackaged as Papa Shango.
Shango. Bloody hell, that is old. Is Craig even old enough to remember that?
I'm still trying to work that out.
Anybody got it?
No idea.
I can't remember his right name. Yeah.
He had a gimmick that wasn't very PG.
I know what you mean, I just can't think of his fucking right name.
Okay, I'll chuck in a bonus clue. He also became a member of the Right to Censor.
Stevie Richards.
No.
Stevie Richards is not that fucking old.
Godfather.
Godfather is correct.
Godfather. What is his right name?
Oh, I think it is Charles something. You have a look. Let's look it up. There's the sound of typing on the podcast. Hang on, I got fucking Godfather 19. No, I don't want the film. I want the wrestler. I don't care about Al Pacino.
You talking to me?
Yes, his real name is Charles Wright.
I like to my little part.
Okay, so you won the Mystery Superstar. Craig wins the show. That's the end of the show, so we'd like to thank you for listening, WWE and TNA for giving us something to talk about, James Powers for joining us.
You are very welcome. I'm going to bed. When I get up, that is.
And last but not least, we'd like to thank Triple H for, quote, shaking us to our core. Make sure you check out our current issue by visiting maxwrestlingmag.weebly.com and clicking on the big button that says click here. Also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at maxwrestlingmag and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/maxwrestlingmag. You can follow us at I Like Dazzy Lee and at Craig S. Phoenix. Also, James Powers is at James Powers 33 and JWR Network. Check out today's new episode of Sunday Segway. The JWR podcast comes your way every week, and you can check out many new podcasts when the Talkin' Wrestling Network relaunches. Links to all those pages are on our website under the Partners tab. UK listeners, flick to Challenge TV right now for TNA Impact, and that's the bottom line, because we're out of time. Ta-ta for now. Done.
It's Talking Wrestling.